every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and on Facebook, Open Wide with Neek, Open Wide Radio, done by Neek, one and done programs and services. We're going to get straight into it tonight. We have a special guest joining us this evening. Of course, I have my man, Mr. Wesley Hawkins, in the building. Wesley.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Y'all know how to find me, and if you don't, you can look me up at DEAR_NOLITA on IG. You can look the website up at www.nolita.org, or you can just donate to the cause, the mentorship, the education cause, the mental health cause. We are out in the community doing great things, helping people across Baltimore City, trying to put together some more events for the youth out here, and we need donations. Please donate. Reach out. You can find us all over. My name is Wesley Hawkins. Let's go.
All right, y'all. So we have a special guest in the evening, in the building tonight. We're waiting for Aisha to get here, so I know you're looking and you're listening. Make sure you get your tail in here so that we can hear what you got to say. But we have a special guest, Ms. Bree Love. She's in the building. She is part of a group of women who put together a book, and we want to talk about that project and how she got to be the first story in the book, y'all. So she's special.
Bianca Bree Love, one of 16 women who contributed to If She Can, now being sold on Amazon.
If She Can, okay.
Inspiring stories of grit, hope, and courage.
So if she can stands for what? Like, what's the meaning behind the title?
So the 16 women came together and wrote about different things that they had gone through and overcome. So If She Can is, if I did it, so can you.
Oh, so it's like an inspirational type book. So if she can make it through this, so can you.
Yes.
If she can live through this, if she can survive this, so can you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I like that. If she can. So Dr. Elizabeth. So Dr.
Yeah, I don't see Dr. Elizabeth. We're waiting. Go ahead, we're listening.
So that if she can, I like that. So a lot of women are not even women, but we are addressing women right now. But a lot of women are going through things out here in the world that may be hard for them to survive through. But if she can make it, so can you. So, if you're dealing with domestic abuse, if you're dealing with, someone who are suffering from alcoholism or, drug addict and things like that, if she can. So I think that's what I take from what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
So go.
She is so shy, y'all.
Yeah,
oh my goodness, she's not ready for us. Come on, go ahead. Come on, tell us.
You want to know what my story specifically is about?
No, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Oftentimes we go through things, and at that time we may think that, oh my gosh, no one has ever gone through anything like this, and we may not know how to get ourselves out of the situation. So the stories are to give encouragement and hope.
So I love that. So
Definitely.
You said it's 16 women?
Yes.
Are any of the stories similar or are they all different?
They're all different.
So everybody has, a triumph at the end, like they have reached some type of level of success.
Yes.
Okay. So I love that. So, basically, not even, went through and read, all the pages and understanding, just hearing how you describing it, it's something I think women need to read and women need. Because if she can make it through this, so can you. Because I know a lot of women who deal with depression. I know a lot of women who suffer with anxiety and drug abuse and things like that because they feel like they can't survive whatever they're dealing with. But, the book, If She Can, is telling you, look, there are other women out here in the world that are going through some of the same situations as you are, or someone going through something even worse. But if she can make it through this, if she can survive this, so can you.
Then there's hope that I can make it also. And I will say that one of my coworkers purchased the book, read the book, and passed it on to someone else. So there's definitely a blessing in the book for everyone.
And that's good because a lot of times, like you said, when you're going through, you really do believe that it is only you. Hi, Miss Elizabeth. How are you?
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you? So everybody, this is Dr. Elizabeth Castle. She is also a co-author of this book.
How you
Welcome.
doing, Miss Cass? How you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Awesome. She on the screen?
Yes.
Let me see it. How you doing, Miss Castle?
I'm great, and you? How are you?
Well. What colors you got on over there? That's orange, that's red. What you got on?
How funny.
Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay. All right.
All right, Dr. Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Dr. Elizabeth Castle. I'm the Chief of Hospital Neeuq International Learning Center Python, and I'm also the co-owner of a DBU counseling service, as well as Amazing Speaks. I'm a co-owner of Amazing Speaks with Katrina Johnson. And I
Wow.
travel around and I teach inspirational messages. I help people come through their problems. We just started a new program called the Wellness Coach. And the Wellness Coach, I help a person go from A to Z. So say they have problems with their income, they have problems with after they need counseling, then I just give them a full circle of getting back on track.
Excellent, excellent. So how did
And I have
you,
a radio work.
okay, tell us about it. And how can we follow you?
Okay, you can follow me on Facebook. It's Elizabeth E. Castle. And we do well, basically, what you guys are doing we're doing an online radio broadcast from the Bahamas with the ARC radio station. So we're broadcasting in the Arctic and the Bahamas, as well as all the way to the United States and abroad, right from basically Bahamas. So
Wow,
the
must be
technology is beautiful.
very much so, very much so. So how did you come to be part of the book?
Trina is my partner, Katrina Johnson. She's a phenomenal woman. She came up with the idea to help women become authors by writing small, their stories or different themes, and she decided to allow me to come into the book.
Okay. What about you, Miss Bree Love? How did you get involved?
I actually saw a post on social media advertising for women to be a part of the book. Initially, I thought someone else should be a part of it, and then near the ending, when she was going to close it out, I said, "Well, maybe I should do this," and I submitted a draft, and it was accepted.
Okay.
So you wrote your own story.
Yes,
Okay.
I lived it.
No, I'm saying like I know sometimes for a style of a book like that, an idea maybe you would have spoken and someone wrote it for you. That's why I was asking. Like, did you write it yourself? Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so it's 16 women who made it into the book.
Yes.
Okay.
And each person told their own personal trials and tribulations, how they overcame the obstacles. I was born with eye degeneration, and so I talk about from the womb to this present time.
I'm sorry. You said you were born with what?
I was born blind with very low vision.
Okay.
So I'm blind for one eye completely, and I had limited sight in the other.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Okay.
So how was it growing up? Living with that challenge.
It was very interesting. I wore baby blue bifocals all the time, all the time. When I grew up, see, I had my first operation when I was 16. By the time I was 10, they had legally diagnosed me as a blind child, and it was hard, it was challenging. But I had a loving family, a lot of great support, and I motivate people even though I'm blind. So I help the people in my school. I have kind of a brain. They, they need help with their homework or whatever. They help me see, and I help them. I help them.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's excellent.
That's awesome.
And other movie.
You passing text, you can't even see. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't even pass one. I'm looking at.
So, Ms. Bree Love, tell us about your story.
Well, my story stemmed from my experience of.
Can y'all hear her? She got this sexy voice. Come on.
Yeah.
Can you hear Miss Elizabeth? Okay.
My story stemmed from my experience of being what I thought was situated and successful and ready for marriage and ready for kids, going through domestic violence, being a single parent of two kids, finding yourself poor, and rebuilding yourself.
So to the point where you felt like you needed to rebuild, how low was that? Like how did you get to the point where you said this is enough, this is too much, I have to, get out of this, I have to change this, it's not how I want to live.
Well, as far as getting out, he left. So I never like walked away. He left.
Okay.
Once I got a breath of fresh air, then I realized that I was depressed. I didn't even know I was depressed. I thought that this is my life, this is what I signed up for, and you just roll with the punches. I was extremely depressed, and it was only from one of my cousins finding me that started me to come out of the depression. When I say finding me, my house was completely wrecked. Mind you, I had two kids. But when you're depressed, your depression takes over. So I might have been in the bed and couldn't get out of the bed. At this point, like I say, my house was completely trashed, and she just was like, "What's going on? Because this is not like you." And just from that one person caring enough to ask me, "What's going on? This is not like you," started to help me come out of the depression.
So how many pages do you have in the book yourself?
I never counted.
So
Each person has to go 4 or 5 pages, depending on their story.
okay, and did you think that was enough to tell your story, or are you going to have other projects that continue to tell the story?
I will be writing a book on my own because I've come further than I was when I wrote for the book.
Okay. What about you, Miss Elizabeth?
Well, I'm a writer, so I'm right now. I'm in the process of putting some people together that's interested in poetry, and I'm doing a book on mind, soul, and body. So we're gonna do different poems about mind, soul, and body, and then for my TV show, I'm going to kind of push that to really encourage people because a lot of people are talented, and for some reason they go through the business of life and they're broken. But if you can encourage them, just like Trina did with Yes You Can, if you can encourage someone and they start feeling their own worth, the sky is the limit. So that's one of the things I love doing. I love encouraging people. My background is social service, criminal justice, and a few other things, housing authority. So I try to encourage people that are broken and show them their talent. I'm pretty good about helping people see the good side of it.
That's good. Maybe you can help me. I'm trying to do a workbook to go with my book.
Oh, that's great. Just come into the wellness group. And so, you'll love it. You'll love it. And then we're going to have sessions where we encourage each other, which is really important because you need people on your team. You need people that believe in you. Not just saying. They believe in you, they support you, and you can feel their support. It makes me feel how she goes.
Wait, wait. I thought she said she's located in the Bahamas.
No. I said I can afford also from the Bahamas. I'm located in Charleston, South Carolina. And
Okay.
I have a counseling service that's located in Charleston on that campus.
Okay, for all the people listening from Charleston. Okay, so have you already started writing, Miss Relove?
No, ma'am. I have not.
No. What are you waiting on?
Well, I recently became certified as a Christian life coach. So right now I'm promoting If She Can, and eventually I'm gonna launch that business,
Okay.
and then I'll start writing.
Okay. So what exactly? Don't say I need help.
We can
That's
talk.
that's Latia. She just she's a hater. She loves me. Okay, so let's talk about divorce. How was that?
I am not divorced. I
Oh.
am separated
How long have you been separated?
since 2015.
Okay, so that's 4 years ago. So what advice would you give to someone if you couldn't tell me your whole story in your 4 to 5 pages? What would you say to someone who was struggling? and making that decision?
Well, I want to say my focus of my story
Mhm.
was not about the other person. I really had to go within and I had to do self reflection and I had to figure out how did I end up in the situation that I'm in. Once I realized my self worth, I knew that I didn't want to be with him.
You're saying so much, and that's good because a lot of times people do get so consumed with these relationships that they are caught up in the other person so much that they are completely lost. They don't know who they are, and then you're saying, once you found that place, you had to self-reflect. And I don't think we love ourselves enough, and I don't think we reflect on our decisions, our positions, our circumstances. I don't think we do that enough at all, and I think that's a lot of times how we get stuck.
So I have a question. You said he left.
Yes.
So my question to that is, if he wouldn't have left, do you think you would have been in it even longer?
I know it would have. I know it would have. In the beginning of the story, I tell how I was with my grandparents when I was younger. So I saw the perfect family unit. My grandfather and my grandmother. And that's what I went after. So even though I was going through a lot, I wanted the family unit. So it's like, this is what I signed up for. And I'm just gonna, like I said, roll with the punches.
So do you guys still communicate?
We have 2 kids together.
Go on your thing and make sure this live is right. I don't know what's wrong. Pause. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he was saying, do we still communicate? I said, we do. We had 2 children together. Initially, although he left, he didn't want the divorce. And that's why it's been so long.
Okay, so how many years were you married?
2 before he left.
Okay. So it's been
separated
6.
longer. Yeah.
So are you going to allow him to get to the 10-year period? It's not working?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.
Like you don't have no service.
It's frozen. Look.
You know, shut it off, start over.
Okay, so my question is, are you going to let him get to that 10-year period where he gets to get all of your benefits, your Social Security, your... No?
No. I think the reason why I didn't really push is because it was like, although I went through a lot with him, I had children with him, and I'm thinking about the fact that I don't want my kids to grow up without a father, and I held on to maybe he'll change. Maybe he'll do this, maybe he'll do that. But now I'm at the point where it's time to cut the cord.
Okay.
All right, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I was broken before him and I even got together. And then dealing with him just put more on me. So rebuilding myself, now I realize I need to cut the cord. It's part of healing.
How did he feel about you telling your story?
I can't really say. He hasn't really expressed how he feels. Just more so, the only thing he has said to me is that he saw his mother go through worse.
So he's expecting you to stay just because
he's almost like, you're not even getting it that bad.
Yeah, like
yours not even that bad. Like I
right.
saw my mother go.
Right.
Like,
so he's expecting you to stay because everybody has a little trouble. But I think that's selfish, and I think in a lot of marriages, people are selfish.
I agree.
Oh, we can't.
so
Leslie, tell everybody to go to YouTube really quickly.
I don't got a good service there right now. That's why I couldn't go.
And we had 7 or 8 people watching. I did. Hey, Terrell.
So, but he does know that you're like telling a story is in the book.
Yes, he follows me on Instagram.
Just to be nosy.
Yeah, so if I post something, for instance, that's how he really found out about the book. And because when I promote it, I mean, my story isn't all about domestic violence, but that's what it stems from. So that's where he made the comment, oh, I've seen my mother go 3 words, that's not domestic violence. But I don't feed into that. He, like most people, are going to come at me like I'm that person 4 years ago. But when you rebuild yourself, you're not that person. I'm not that broken person that you met. So you can't,
Sorry, is her name Elizabeth Carter?
Castle.
Castle.
So does that it had, when he first found out that it had any negative effects on the parenting between you all, or it just kept growing?
No, our parenting isn't perfect. My focus is how I am with my kids in my household. The main thing that I talk about in my book is that I had to go back and I had to heal, and that comes from my childhood. So I don't want that for my kids. My focus is I don't want them to be adults. I'm in my 30s and I'm just finding out how to love myself, and I'm just accepting my self-worth. And I don't want that for my kids. And that comes from how your parents are with you.
So what's the gender of your children?
2 boys.
Oh,
Right now they're both 5, but one will be 6 on the 20th.
She's getting it in.
Months apart.
oh, you really like was back to back, like okay. I mean that's cool. So you got like, really like
No, it's really just but anyway, show my go on. This is a radio show. Okay, so I'm trying to get Miss Elizabeth on my other profile. So if you could text her and tell her to accept Neek's friend request. So, that's something, another dynamic that we could talk about. So as a mom of 2 sons, what is it that you want for them to get out of all of this? Because I know a lot of people stay in bad situations because of the children. They don't want the children to experience certain things.
Unfortunately, my children saw everything that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just once, it was multiple, and sometimes they were actually a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the main one where I felt like if I didn't get out, this man is going to kill me. My kids saw everything, and they remember. They bring it up. They ask me questions. That's not what I want my kids. That's not an environment that I want them to grow up in.
Right. Are they in counseling? Have you all gone to counseling like together?
No.
Okay. Do you think that's important or no? What would that say?
He probably would say yes. I know when he first left and they were in daycare, the daycare provider was saying that she went through something similar and was suggesting it.
Mm-hmm.
However, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so? So this is, we're almost the same age, right? So I think that a lot of times as African Americans, we try to run away from the inevitable. So these things are embedded into these children's lives because, as you say, they remember, right? So these things that they have seen, things that they have witnessed, yes, they probably don't understand that you left because it was the best thing, right? Because they know mommy and daddy were both here. Yes, these bad things were happening. However, I think it's important so that they can learn healthy ways to deal with what's going on. Because a lot of times, just like you said, you become what your parents were.
Agreed.
So if you just, because that separation really affects them. Because a lot of people stay married so that the children don't have to deal with any of those adversities.
Right.
I think a lot of times we do coddle children, we stay in situations so that they can be better. and just really neglect your own feelings and needs and things like that. So I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. I think you should definitely consider it.
I actually talk to my kids about, I mean, at their age, they're 5, and some people might say that I should not, but I talk to my kids about everything.
How old were they though when this was happening? Because if they 5 now, were they like 2, 3?
3 and 2. But you would be my youngest one, like surprised everyone because he was the one that could tell you everything.
Mm-hmm. Goodness, this phone is really disappointing me.
I mean, but as they get older, if behavioral issues, come about, I definitely put them in counseling.
So why do they think it all fell apart?
Unfortunately, he has told them that mommy doesn't love daddy anymore. But I don't like that back and forth and putting them in the middle.
Giving the other person a bad name.
So I just roll with whatever they say.
Yeah, I hate that.
As
Hey,
they get
Lady
older, they're
Blue.
gonna have their own. They're gonna see, and they have their own mindset.
So you've been separated for, what'd you say, 3 years?
4 years March.
You've been separated for 4 years. And your sons are 5. So they were 1 when y'all separated.
Yeah, but he came in 2016. We stayed together for a short period of time, and that's when the big thing happened in 2016.
We need to get to the next book. Like 5 pages is not going to be enough. I feel like he's just going to be like giving me a teaser.
Yeah, I didn't really like dig deep into everything that I went through, but that night is in there, and it basically was me being pulled by my hair, me being choked, me being punched, and my left pointer finger it doesn't bend all the way. It was worse than this. I had some therapy, but I blocked the punch, and then the knuckle got popped out. But at that time, I didn't know that my knuckle was popped out. I just thought my finger was hurting. And when I finally went to the doctor, it was like too late. It had kind of healed on its own. That's what they saw. And one of my kids tried to jump in the middle of it, and he got thrown. And so it was a lot. And I had just started a new job. So after they escorted him, I went back in the house, dried my tears, cleaned my face, got my kids together, and I went to work.
So you expecting the children to have the same type of resilience in some way?
But I know that things could come out of my situation. Things could come out in their behavior. I'm aware of that.
Okay. I mean, domestic violence stories, they never get easy. They never, you know what I mean? It's never really easy to tell them, to recover from them, to know what's coming next. You know what I mean?
This could be an aha moment for me because I'm sitting here like, yeah, I know that. And I know that because in my childhood, I saw that.
Exactly.
And then, so this is like an aha moment.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I know that we do want our children to be resilient. I know that we do want our children to be able to work through things. But they saw something bad. They saw something really bad, especially between 2 people that they love. So you never know what it is that they take away from those things, what behaviors they get. You never know how to really address it, right? So, just like Wesley, when we were talking about PTSD in the neighborhood, do you know they call that the hood disease? Did you know that? They actually have a term. So people don't really like that term, hood disease. But evidently it is a thing. Huh?
Why can't it just be PTSD?
Exactly. So they were all using the term hood disease, and they didn't really like that term. They didn't feel like it really fit, and it was supposed to be, hey, Tion, I don't know what's wrong with my other phone, so I had to jump on this live. Basically, Ms. Brela was talking about the effect of the domestic violence on her children. We were talking about therapy. We were talking about other ways to address the situation. And we were talking about, let's go back to the father who is kind of like dogging you out to the children. Why didn't you take that approach, especially with him being out of the house?
That's just not. That's just not what I want for my kids. They have to pick and choose a side. I just rather us just be parents. At the end of the day, like we have our two boys already, so let's just be the best parents that we can be for them. That's my take on it.
Okay. So do you think you can raise two sons?
I've been doing it. Like it has not been easy. However, I'm doing it.
All right, so women can raise men, boys to be men. That's the question. You still say something wrong.
I will say yes. I do know men who are not fully raised, but my focus are my children, and I think that makes a difference. What you're pouring into your children, and if you're actually parenting, or if you just have children.
What do you think, Wesley?
Can women raise men?
In the position that she's in, with an immature.
I think if she,
Hey, Miss Young.
I think if
You
she
found
stands her
us.
ground and does what she needs to do as being a strong parent, mother, provider, and support for her sons, she can raise them the best way possible to grow up to be strong men. I think when the father is not there, it's not impossible for that young man, to turn out to be good. But I do think they miss some elements. But again, their father is still there. So that's one of the things you have to acknowledge is he said, he's still around, he still sees his sons. So he still has some type of influence on his son's life, regardless of what happened and transpired between those two. The father still has some influence on his two boys' life.
And knowing that he's not handling it as maturely as he could, do you think that's another indicator that you could get some help from counseling? Hey, Antoine. Hey, Miss Martin.
I honestly didn't think about counseling until you were just talking about how, you see it in your childhood, it could, or you could become that in your adulthood.
Definitely.
So I didn't think about counseling before.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of times we just try to just make our way through it.
You dating?
No, I'm not dating.
Oh my God, yeah. Here you go. Here he goes.
Let me tell you.
That's a good question.
It is a very good question because a lot of women, myself included, whether it's a marriage or a relationship, especially in this microwave society that we have nowadays, it doesn't work, you jump to the next thing. It doesn't work, you jump to the next thing. So when he left in 2015, I did start dating because that was my ways before. Like, okay, this didn't work, so let me start dating. But I realized I'm broken. Like, how am I out here dating and I haven't fixed myself from what I went through? But I was looking for something just to cover those holes up. So no, I'm not dating. My focus is my career and my children and growing closer to God.
Well, Wesley, don't look at me.
So as I said before, where I was really depressed and my cousin, pretty much found me in my house. She was knocking on the door, knocking on the windows, everything, and I'm used to not answering the door, like leave me alone, and she just wasn't going away. But after that, and me getting the fresh air, and me realizing like, wait a minute, something's wrong with you. You're depressed. I started rebuilding my relationship with God, and that is how I truly got out of my depression.
Okay.
Praying, and when you pray, God will give you direction.
So when you say God, how did that come about? Did some friend or family member, yourself, did you stumble across something like? How did you get reintroduced into the word?
So I've always been, my grandparents are Jehovah's Witnesses, so they always took me to the Kingdom Hall. And then from there, I went to an apostolic church. So I've always been, in a church or in some type of religion. Although I'm not religious, I feel like I'm on a spiritual path. But what drew me back to God was other people, because God speaks through other people. So it was random people. I used to work at a front desk checking people in, and random people would come to me, and they would be like, "I'm the pastor of such and such church. When's the last time you've been?" And it just started happening so often. And then I had a guy who would bring me CDs of his, service, not his service, but the church that he goes to, that service. And I'm like, God is calling me, and I gotta listen. But I was at the point where I was scared to even pray, scared to go into a church. Now I'm somebody who I've always went to church, maybe not every Sunday, but I went to church, prayed all the time. But I was scared to pray, scared to walk into a church. I was scared to live life.
So, do you feel like you suffer high levels of trauma? And do you know or understand what trauma is?
So in my childhood, being placed from home to home, witnessing abuse, going through abuse. If you're a child, you think that this is life. This is what I'm being handed.
It becomes your norm.
Because no.
And I was always somebody where I'm going to make the best of it. Now I realize, oh, that was trauma that I needed to heal from.
Tell us about the book. Tell us how we can find the book. Tell us, because we have two lives going on at one time. So some people
Okay.
were on the first one, some
So,
weren't.
If She Can is now available on Amazon and also on Kindle. And it is 16 women from all over who have come together to write inspiring stories that they have gone through, whether it's childhood blindness, domestic violence,
We're waiting for Miss Elizabeth to come in. Go ahead.
miscarriages.
So have you all ever gotten together? Do you do a little retreat?
So the book just came out. However, in South Carolina, they are doing things together. There's more of them in South Carolina, and I'm kind of here. And we have some people in Virginia.
Okay. Were you sympathetic to your abuser?
I was. I was in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
because my dad raised me for a bit of time, and I witnessed abuse living with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of saw my dad in him,
Okay.
the guy that I married. So it was kind of like, oh, well, maybe if a woman,
Did you hear what she said?
maybe if a woman was like this to my dad, maybe things would have been different. So I was like being more lenient with him because of things that I saw my dad go through. But after a while, you realize they're not the same people. So although my dad had good insides, bad behaviors, not the same people.
Yeah, but the most important thing is you saw in him what you saw in your dad. So women pay attention to that, and men also pay attention to that.
Right.
And I know a lot of marriages fall apart because of that very thing. And then you have two sons, so they're going to grow up to be just like, or they're emulating what they're seeing.
Well,
So
luckily, what they see every day is not that. I know they do remember it, but luckily that's not that. And I try my best to fill them with, so that they can be well-rounded
mm-hmm.
rather than just having that
So what do you think you learned most about this whole experience, writing this 4 or 5 pages before you get into writing your whole story down, um, and just telling everybody about everything? What do you think you learned most?
It was really about how I had to heal because how can you date, how can you marry anyone and you're broken? And so I'm taking all this baggage from my childhood into my marriage because I was the one who actually introduced putting your hand on someone in my marriage. And that just opened up a can of worms.
What, Wesley? Don't.
That was real though. That was
Right.
real because it's normally always may seem like the man is always doing that. And I'm not saying for your case and your instance, but what I'm saying is a lot of times when domestic violence occur in relationships, it's always painted like the man hit, pushed, stomped, bit, pinched, whatever did first, and he did the most damage. But in our reality, a lot of times it be the woman who initiate or start, and it be his reaction or counter punch or kick or spit or whatever to the reaction to the action of hers, and he's reacting because he don't have the self discipline.
Mhm.
So that statement was real.
Definitely. And because I shared one time where I had a boyfriend and I abused him too. I shared that. And a lot of times because it's things that you witness, things that you've seen, and you normalize those things and you might feel like they're okay.
But at the time, did you think that you were abusing him?
No.
Yeah. I didn't either.
No. I don't think no.
I even had to go back to previous guys.
Hi, Miss Elizabeth. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Hi, that's okay.
So we're just talking. Ms. Love is telling us about how the domestic violence got started in her relationship, and she was the aggressor initially. And then we're going to get back to you before we analyze. Go ahead.
I even had to go back to previous guys and apologize because that was how I expressed myself.
Okay.
It didn't even have to be an argument. Let's just say I'm saying something to you, or I'm coming to you to argue. The argument hasn't started. I'm a pocket. So dealing with this was almost like I saw myself. So I say I had to go through what I went through.
Definitely.
So did he blame it on you?
Yeah. He actually brought that to my attention. But you were the one who started with the hit. And I'm like, I was the one. So my story is a lot about me taking accountability and self-reflection.
So I have a question for that then. How come it wasn't a togetherness when the therapy came?
Oh, we went through therapy. Like the domestic violence is not just that's probably the tip of the iceberg. We went to therapy, but while we was going to therapy, he was also bringing his coworker into our home. So that's just a part of what I was dealing with. I also mentioned in the book, so life kind of beat me down. Let's say you're in your 20s, you're making a good amount of money, you're self-employed. Your life is how you wanted it to be across the board. And then you meet somebody and you think, this is my other half. And things move fast, pregnant. Well, I want to be married because now I'm going to baby number 2. So y'all get married. And you just taking everything that comes along with that. Then lost my train of thought.
It's okay. I mean, you get into your story.
And you take everything that comes along with that. And then with my 2 kids, I had my first one, he was born with a hole in his heart, born with sickle cell. And my second one, at 5 weeks, he was found unresponsive, and he spent like 4 months in intensive care and things of that sort. He had the flu and it wiped him out. So life beat me down all around. wasn't just like, oh, I met this guy and he treated me bad. Like life was beating me down. So
You need some more pages.
I had to
Yeah, I'm telling you, she need to get to the rest of the book. So, Miss Elizabeth, just from your point of view, we were talking while you were offline. We were talking about Miss Breedlove's situation and whether or not she felt the children were adversely affected and needed counseling. And she said she never thought about it. So, from what you know about the story, what do you think? How important do you think that is? With that being your background?
Well, anytime you go through a divorce or you have domestic violence within the home, the children should be counseled. You should get a child therapist for the children. Because a lot of times people forget the children and they put the children out. The couple gets counseled, the children are kind of left abandoned. So, and depending how young the children are, if they're in school age, it can cause problems with their educational growth. And so, yeah, the children definitely need counseling.
Okay, so thank you for adding that. So let's get back to your story because the time is getting short. Well, you don't have to leave. I mean, you can stay because we're here until 9. So for the new viewers, can you tell them how to follow you and who you are?
Okay, my name is Dr. Elizabeth E. Castle, and I'm on Facebook under Elizabeth E. Castle. You can also call me. I'm at an office here in Charleston, South Carolina, and my number is 843-767-8759. And I work with families. I work with people that have emotional problems, depression, anxiety. I'm a Christian counselor. And we also have a wellness program that we just started. The wellness program embraces the total man. So, for example, say that you have a problem budgeting, you're having problems with the self-esteem, and we talked about that a little earlier before I dropped off. A lot of times people have problems they can't talk to other people about. I'm also an apostle of Issachar Unified International Ministries. So I work with people that have spiritual desires. If you have a desire to understand how to heal for yourself, or you need to learn how to read the Bible, how to study the Bible, will help with that too. So kind of versatile.
Okay, and so can you talk a little bit about your story in the book?
Okay, my story in the book deals with the time I was born. When I was born, I was told that my mother had transitioned during my birth. And they called my dad and my auntie and my dad was there. And my father, they said, you have a beautiful girl. But we had started that you lost your wife. So my father was kind of sad. He was like, please have my wife there when I come because I'm coming down to get her. He was just distraught. So my mom did die. They placed her in the morgue. But by the time my dad got there, and I guess a couple of hours afterwards, they found out that she was alive, which was like a miracle. And that's how my story began. So then my story goes into basically encouraging people. Darkness is in many forms. Darkness can be literally by sight, or darkness can be by thought. Darkness can be through process. But sometimes we have dark thought in our processing. For example, say you come from a really challenging background and you desire to excel way beyond the background that you came from. Okay. There's darkness because there's negativity. And maybe there's not enough energy within the family structure or your friends to encourage you to go to that next level. So what do you do? And this is where one of my specialties is I help people find their safe place. And their safe place is always knowing you. A lot of times we don't know us. We become the products of other people's thought of us. And it causes low self-esteem, causes burnout. You're over achieving, trying to get beyond the great thing. Listen, if my motto is this: as long as you can have a vision, then you can fulfill that vision. Trouble is if you don't have a vision. So low self-esteem a lot of times is generated from people's opinions of a person, and that develops the person's opinion of themselves. When they are constantly being bumped and having massive failures, then they feel that it's not hopeful for them to climb. But there is always hope. Hope lies inside, especially if we are, I'm not even going to say Christian, if we're spiritual based, because the kingdom of God is in you. So by God giving us that power of knowing that the kingdom of God is in us, we can eternally now go in and start the process of healing. So my section deals with hope. When darkness comes, like I said before, how do we handle what we consider to be dark? Darkness might be, again, low self-esteem. Darkness might be brokenness. Darkness might be someone not believing in your dream that's in your family and in your immediate circle that you draw your strength from. So how do you get over that darkness? You have to first find it. You cannot really attach to other people until you understand you. And a lot of times we don't take time with us. We're trying to compete and be like someone, or we're trying to achieve and look like someone. That's not necessarily life. That's in a state of domestication. We as a people have been domesticated through years from slavery to now, and we have to awaken. We awaken not externally, but we awaken internally. And so that's really, really important. Even in abuse of marriages that have an abusive culture, I've been in that situation. It's not a good situation. So what Tanika was saying to me, I was a really positive girl. Kid, grew up, even though I was blind, really positive. But my marriage, I married too young. I should have stayed in college.
So Miss Castle, you talked about all of this in 4 pages?
No. I'm just talking. That's darkness. Darkness is. I talk about darkness. Darkness is at the end of mine. You have different quotes. I quote because a lot of times if you quote, then a person can look at it from different dimensions. Now, I didn't talk about my marriage. Mine was just darkness from the state of consciousness.
Okay.
Do you have the book in front of you?
A lot of times that hinders, and a lot of people. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
I can't.
Wesley, what was your question? Do you have a question or no?
I wanted her to. Can you read some pages? Well, not even pages, but like a paragraph from what you wrote. Yours.
And you challenging me. Then I told you I'm legally blind. I will try to.
No, he's talking to Miss Breedlove.
Oh, freedom. Okay, great.
Well, am I on?
What do you mean?
Oh, can I piggyback off of Dr. Elizabeth when she said about finding yourself before people put their perceptions and things of that sort? Something that I speak about in my story is getting back to who you were before the trauma, before the hurt, before the disappointment. Because that's part of, that molds you as you get older. Your traumas, your hurts, your disappointments. So, and that was part of my story, was finding myself before that.
Okay.
You have to get back to balance. And that's really important. I had to get back to a balance in my abusive marriage. I had to get back to it. I lost my identity. I lost my self-confidence. I had my will for my children, but it still takes a lot of, you have to find, you have to go back. And that's a form of darkness. Because, when you're really healthy and you're moving and you're growing and you're maturing, it's beautiful. But when you get those knocks and those blows, it takes a lot out of you. It puts you in a place of depression, anxiety. And I heard Miss Reese say that. It puts you in really depression, feeling low self-esteem. And that brings death. That's darkness.
Right. So we're going to close out this segment with an excerpt from Miss Breedlove's portion. And if you could just go to Miss Elizabeth's version or her part of the book and read hers. Because we want people to buy the book. We don't want to, tell the whole story.
Because Dr. Elizabeth just got finished talking about darkness and a consciousness of darkness, I'll read that the man I once viewed as my perfect God, I now felt was pure evil, the devil himself. During this time, I was blaming my estranged husband for my setback. This way of thinking resulted in me spending a year being engulfed with negative thoughts of failure and unworthiness. Those negative thoughts ultimately kept me stuck in the very dark place I didn't want to be.
Okay, thank you. So where can they find this book?
If She Can is now being sold on Amazon and also on Kindle. And you can reach Tianka Breedlove on Facebook. I also have a group called Beyond the Surface, and I encourage people daily in my group. And I'm very transparent in my group because I want people to know that it doesn't matter where you are or what you've been through. You can definitely heal and become whole and go to where you're trying to go, even if it's just a mindset of where you want to be. Also, as I mentioned, I just became a Christian life coach, so I will be launching that. And you can find me on Instagram at breedlove_lady TEE.
All right. All right. So that's Miss Tianka Breedlove. She's a co-author of If She Can. We have Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth, any last words? How can we follow you?
Yeah. You can follow me on Facebook, Elizabeth E. Castle, or on Facebook, A Deeper You, or Issachar Unified. Either way, or you can give me a call at my office. And here in Charleston, it's 843-767-8759. That's 843-767-8759. I'm sorry, yes, 843-767-8759.
No, one more time.
Okay, it's 843-767-8759.
Okay, so Miss Breedlove,
Yes, ma'am.
you can stay if you want to. Okay,
But I do appreciate you all allowing me to come on
no problem. No
to
problem.
talk about If She Can.
Yeah, so go out, get If She Can. Make sure you're supporting these ladies. It's a good inspirational book. So, what we're going to talk about.
Before,
Okay,
I'm going to let you go, but first,
okay.
can you pick my shirt? Because my story is I am dope, which stands for I am divinely operating purposefully every day.
All right, let's get the shirt, y'all.
My shirt.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Your brand?
Yes, sir.
All right, how can we find it? Like,
When I launch my website, it will be on there.
okay, make sure you get plus size. Because these things need a XL.
They got there's an event coming up too. What's the event for the speed dating? They got an event coming up for you for the speed dating.
Right, and Wesley gonna be there.
Come on
Thank
now.
you so much.
They got speed
Thank
dating
you
for
so
you.
much. Thank you. All right, y'all. So,
All right, be safe.
Thank you.
yes. All right, so y'all know over the past, what was it, week or so, last week, Nipsey Hussle was killed.
Oh my God.
So, hold on. He was killed in Los Angeles.
Right in front of his door.
In front of his store. He was making major strides to lift up and embrace his community and do things a little differently. However, sometimes other people have different plans. So, you know, you saw all of the typical normal stuff, you know, rest in peace and stuff like that. But there was one post that I saw that talked about the relationship that he had with the lady Lauren London. And I don't think a lot of people ever put this together, but when she said it, I was like, that is so true. So basically, the post went on to talk about how, you know, they had established all of this stuff together. However, they were not married. And now in the end, she's left with nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, but she doesn't get all of the benefits of that wife if it was a marriage. Their business things, that's one thing. But she doesn't get all of the things as the wife. And I think a lot of times females get into these situations. I mean, males do it all the time too. But you have these relationships and you've given your all, you have all of these things together. And in the end, you're not married. And one meets a demise before the other and leaves the other with what?
Yeah, but I don't. They had time to do that. This wasn't something like I really, and I can't speak on it because I don't know them personally, but from how outside looking in, it looked like he really loved that woman, and
without a doubt,
it looked like
I'm
he
not
was really
saying
going to
anything
make
about
her his wife, but he didn't get. It didn't happen yet. It didn't happen yet. So I can't. I don't know. It just time just didn't happen of getting married yet. I think
we're not blaming him for not marrying her in time, right? But the point that was made was that all that was invested in the end, she's not the wife. So the person was basically saying, she was trying to dog her out. I didn't necessarily get that part from it. And she was basically saying you did all of that and then you end up with nothing.
She did all of what though?
She stayed with him. She was with him. She had this business with him. But in the end, she's not his next of kin. She's not the wife. If the parents and the sister, whoever the next of kin was, if they wanted to be grimy.
She got kids with him.
She has the one.
She will get something.
Yeah, I mean, she'll get Social Security doesn't exist if you don't work, right?
No, that man had it like that, so it's not anything.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So the only benefit that she would have here is having that kid. But the point that the person was making in the message is that had she been married, she doesn't have to worry about only being able to tangibly benefit off of the kid. I didn't like it either, but it's very true. It is very, very true. You invest all of this stuff into this relationship. Now they are rich, so they're much different from the normal Joe Schmo and Tina Fey. They're so different, right? Because you would think that they had established how things would be divided. You would think. I don't know. I don't even really know the real situation. But the point to be made is that you see it all the time that these people are in these relationships and something happens to the other person. Or let's even do this. You and I are married. You have a side chick. You die. But this side chick has invested so much into you, into your relationship, into your situation. And in the end, what does your side chick have? Nothing. She gets nothing but memories.
But that wasn't the situation.
She wasn't a side chick, but she's also not his wife either. So she would get all of the business things. But we're talking about everyday people now. So that was just like just an introduction to why we're talking about this. Because people do invest too much into relationships without really having anything but memories in the end. Come on, Wesley.
I don't think that was this situation, but I do believe you can invest too much into a relationship, and if you didn't put things on paper, if you didn't handle it properly as business, because you was like, oh, I love him or I love her, and you didn't take care of it as still business partners, you can lose out a lot. Because I know people personally that invested a lot into a relationship, regardless if it was a home, a car, a business, loaning thousands of dollars or something like that, or giving thousands of dollars, and then you end up not being with the person, and then now you invested thousands of your dollars.
And all you got is memories.
Right. So at the same time, I think when you're in a relationship with somebody, if you aren't married, I think you should still handle it as business. Business as. Like, if you're in a business with somebody, still get your proper documentation. I think that's even for family and friends. Even if somebody, your best friend or your mother or your grandmother or your aunt. Like some of the closest people have fallouts, and some of the closest people can turn around and do you wrong. So if you invest in your time, your money, your energy, and stuff like that, handle it as business still.
But if we're in a relationship and I'm treating you like a business partner, or like this is a business,
That's what business is, though. That's how things go wrong in business.
But doesn't it take away from what we're trying to establish?
I don't think so, because I know personally people who have been like friends since kids. That business get popping and get to going how it's going, and something happened, and y'all ain't friends no more, and they walk off with everything. You ain't have nothing because you were just dealing off of best friend type stuff, and now you have nothing off of your investment. You know how many men and women that invested into people, and the person walk off or not with you, and then you invested massive into somebody?
Yeah, I mean, people do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
People do it all the time. So you don't think it's going to take away from our relationship if everything is like business? Like,
not everything, but if you doing business, it's business. If you
no, what if we're not doing business? But that's what I'm saying. You know, we get into a relationship, and you know, we buy houses together. We just go together. We're not married, but you know, sometimes people don't want to take that step and get into that institutional, societal arrangement.
But a marriage is also business. Marriage isn't always just about, oh, I love him so much, I love her so much. It's business. You want to secure your assets. You need to secure yourself and your assets. Sometimes people will be like, oh, no, I love him, I love her, but we don't believe in that marriage. That marriage is also set up like a business structure, setting you up for, if I marry this man, and you're a woman, you're a married man, and you help him become this big successful man by investing your time, your money, your energy, taking care of the kids, feeding him, making sure he's good, and then now he comes some big successful man, and you didn't marry him, and then he go walk off in the sun with another woman that didn't do nothing to invest in him, and he walking off, but she getting all the benefits. So you didn't have your business taken care of, nor were you married, and he bounced. You got nothing.
That's the point. You have absolutely nothing. So in a lot of these situations, you see these women that all they have is children and memories. So if you don't have the child, that means you really have nothing. So Lakia is saying, I can see it being a little inconvenient to bring up. I think it's important to cover yourself, especially if there's children involved. I agree. So, you know, if the family,
hold on, that's immaturity.
What? Not being able to talk about it?
Yes. Me personally, I'm not being with no woman that I can't talk business structures with. Like, you want to talk about everything, and I think that's the problem. People in relationships with people they can't even have discussions with. Well, why are you with this person? If you can't have an open discussion, and I say this not, and I'm not trying to divert. Why be in a marriage or a serious relationship if you can't talk to your partner about what you like sexually? Why be in a committed relationship if you can't talk to your partner about business? What the heck are y'all talking about? Seriously. Everything ain't always giggles and backflips. It's real life. If you're going to get somebody and dedicate and commit 5, 10, 15, 20, a lifetime with somebody, you better be able to sit down and talk about what this mortgage really going to cost, how much this car payment really is, what's the insurance policies, how much this is, the money, and what's our return on investments. I think a lot of relationships are built and off of just, emotion. Yeah, people are immature. You better not be with somebody for 5 or 10 years and you can't tell him or her what you doing and what you into. That's immature.
So Lakia is saying marriage started as a business arrangement between families, so it's really not taboo to see it as such. A lot of people are, and that's why it fails. They fail to communicate. Exactly. So lack of communication. So they fail to communicate. Nobody knows what anybody else wants. And I think people are, really caught up in emotion. So something that I wanted to say is, in this situation, other than what she would be entitled to for her child, if the parent or whoever his next, I think his parents are alive, yeah, because the mother was there. If that mother wanted to be, you know, not so forthright, she could pretty much take away everything that would be his half, or that his child, because he has another child, right? That they would have been entitled to. So it's a good thing that they had that good relationship. But let's get back to these people who are just in situations, in relationships. If someone was to come along, I know I'm gonna join y'all after I get off here. But if somebody wants to come along and you're gonna stay in this relationship for all of this time, you've invested so much in this relationship. Unfortunately, the law is going to take precedent outside of your feelings, about outside of whatever you have, unless it was expressly written and it can be filed. They can walk away with everything, and you are left with absolutely nothing. I don't understand. I mean, listen, for real, you can be in marriages and still walk away with absolutely fucking nothing. So we're not even going to pretend that won't happen. But I don't know. I'm just saying, in relationships, make sure you're protecting your assets. What do you think about prenuptial agreement? How do you feel about that? Since we're talking business arrangements.
Huh. That depends. I believe if the woman or man was with you before you got your success, you shouldn't have to sign and be a part of that. But if I'm already a multi millionaire or 100,000aire and I'm already successful, and you coming in after I've already obtained all this stuff, I think that person should be able to sign a prenup. Because if you didn't help me get this, don't try to walk away with half of my cash. That's how I feel about it.
See, now, what are you saying yes to? Don't be agreeing to him.
Now, if a man or woman started out from the bottom and then she helping him and she invested in him, yeah, he shouldn't tell her to sign no. Like that Kevin Hart situation, his ex-wife, she was with him when he was in the grounds. And I seen one of those interviews when she was like, I was with him when they was paying him $25 to perform. Nigga, I was with you when you was a nobody. Now you this big world-known superstar comedian, and you done went and ran off with somebody who didn't help you become nothing. Because she pretty with a nice body, you want her. Like, people say she was hating, but no, I understand that. I understand stuff like that. Like, dude, when you was a nobody out here in little bars searching for laughs, and they paying you $10, $15, $25, $50 to perform, I was rocking with you, bro. Don't forget, I was there.
So you think she deserved half of?
Not half, but I think she deserved a lot. I ain't gonna say she deserved half. I don't think nobody deserved half because they not as half as talented. They didn't put that talent in you. But I do think she deserved something.
I'm sure she got a nice little settlement.
No, she deserved like more notoriety. Like a lot is about this new little chick he with. And it's because that's his wife now. And I can't hate on that. I'm not a fan of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you supposed to be with somebody that they rock through the trenches with you. I'm just not a fan of stuff like that. There's a lot of stories out here where the woman held the man down, he got his riches, he bounced on the rider, and now he on with some little old pretty joint that ain't do nothing. I'm not a fan of that. Like, another reason why I'm a big fan of
Nikki who, Tion?
Of LeBron, people be like, yo, you like LeBron. Another reason why I'm a big fan of LeBron, yo, LeBron married his high school sweetheart. LeBron is still with the woman he was with since high school. People don't understand. That's major.
He should be commended for a lot of things.
Yeah, like
he
to me, that is
sleeping around, no scandals. You know, he's a family man. He is great. So,
like, it's a lot that I think go undiscussed. All three of his kids is with one woman. He been with that woman since high school. I read the little story on it. She was like, I didn't even know who he was when he tried to holler at me. I shut him down in high school. She was like, when we started dating, it went fast and I got pregnant. And she was like, people say I was just trying to get him because I thought, she's like, I didn't know nothing about it. For him to be with her since high school, had a baby at a very young age, and still with that woman, bruh, that's huge. It's not a lot of stories like that. LeBron James can get damn near any woman he want walking around.
I don't know.
And
They had his little picture up there in them gray sweatpants. They was
that ain't nobody worry about those little gray sweatpants. That man is one of the most famous men in America with big cash. And notice any woman walking around. He what, man? I be saying it's a lot. Like I be feeling like a lot of people sometimes give credit to the wrong individuals and hate on the wrong individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like we give a lot of credit sometimes to the men that dug women out.
Because of his like his family life.
Say it again.
They don't hate on him because of that, but they do ignore that. They don't.
Oh, he is big though.
Yeah, they don't talk about that. But so you think that his wife should get half of everything? She brings no talent, no basketball talent.
LeBron's wife?
Yeah.
I think if they ever get divorced, she deserves a whole lot. No, seriously, because she was there for everything. He even said it. He be like, yo, my wife holds the fort down. While I'm traveling the world, doing my thing, my wife is raising and taking care of the kids. My wife is holding this household down. My wife is doing this. He gives his wife so much credit. I love it. He be like, yo, this is my queen. Like, my wife does everything while I'm on the road. And that's amazing. Like, when you have kids and a family and you get to do everything that you still want to do, and your wife is the one at home taking care of your family and your kids until you come back. This man is on the road like almost every day. He get probably about 2 months out of a year, and those 2 months is still big busy. He probably get 2 months out of 12 months in a year. When you live in a life like that, yeah, that woman doing a lot. I ain't saying she deserves half your fortune, but she doing a lot. She doing a lot. And wives that live like that, they definitely dedicating a lot. I've seen women who gave up their own personal dreams and talent to stand behind their husband and their man. You know?
Did Michelle Obama do it? Yeah.
No, Obama said.
She did say she did that.
Obama said Michelle way smarter than him. Her grades was way higher. He was like, yo, she's like a genius. He was like, she gave up a lot to help push and promote me as a man and my dream and what I believe in. And I think, a lot of times, I'm not saying all the times, but I think a lot of times there are some super great men out here that haven't made it to their full potential because they don't have that one piece. And that one piece, I think a great woman or a strong woman or a good woman behind a dope man will make that man even like greater. I'm a believer in that. Like, even with myself personally, I know for a fact that I'm a great man. I believe that in my heart. But with the right woman, a woman can't make me, but I believe with the right woman, I'll be even greater. Seriously, I believe in that. I believe in a woman being that counterpart to help you get to the next level.
Tion is saying he married her after 2 championships. And Shanetta is saying it's not always about money. Oh, he's talking about Nicki Minaj. Yeah, shut up. Did he marry her after the 2 championships?
Oh, he married her a little later, but he was with her. He was with her. She would get big. She would get big cash if they break up. My gosh.
Yeah. So I mean, what about all of that community stuff? The things that came into play after you got married. She's supposed to get half all of that. But we're not wishing no demise on them. They want to stay married forever, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, well, my man.
But what about y'all men who be getting with these ladies, and say something happened to the lady, and then you invested all this, and you.
It don't matter if it's man or woman to me. You should get a return on your investment.
Oh my goodness.
Why invest? You should get a return on your investment. It's not small. You can love somebody. I believe in love, but I believe in what you invest should bring something. Seriously. Like if I get with a woman and she working at Denny's, selling shoes, Walmart, but I care about it and I fall in love with her that much as a man. And I send her to school and now she become a nurse, a judge, a lawyer, a business owner, and she start making this big cash. Some type of way this cash is getting recycled and reinvested. I've invested into her. I should have a return on my investment. That does not mean I love her any more or any less, but my investment should be reinvested. And I think sometimes that's where a lot of people of color, the relationships go wrong. Your investment should bring some type of return. If you out there investing in somebody and you ain't getting no return on your investment, you're making a grave mistake. Because your money is going nowhere.
See, I just said my time back. You don't get no goddamn time back in anything. Ever. Tion. Time is lost. So, I mean, I definitely do agree. I think that somewhere along the line, because I'm not saying that, because sometimes relationships are much better without the whole institution of marriage. Sometimes you add that and it just kind of like messes things up.
I never understood that though. You know why I don't understand that? How can getting things documented make your marriage worse? For marriage.
So things were working before.
Real quick. What don't work now? I don't get it. So what should be different? Your relationship should still be the same. You shouldn't, I don't think you should marry somebody if you're not where you want to be at in your relationship. So if you're where you want to be at in a relationship and then you turn it into marriage is just paperwork. Marriage ain't saying you got to add 4 other pillars into something. Mm-hmm. You should already have your pillars before you marry the person. So now I'm married. What happens? It's paperwork that's saying we married. It's like the certification. You should already be trained. You should already be licensed. Like I'm just saying, like you should already have the knowledge. Now you have the license. I don't understand how getting married makes it worse. I never understood that statement. What's making it worse about your relationship?
Because sometimes those marriage, those nuptials, and all that other kind of stuff, that's kind of solidifying that this is like forever. And sometimes people just live in their moments, right?
Well, don't walk in my life living in your moment. I'm not investing in no woman that's living in her moment.
How do you know what I'm living in?
I'm a very good communicator. The moment she speaks, we just living in the moment. I'm out of here.
She's probably not saying that. That's what I'm saying. You probably don't say that. You probably
You're not living in the moment, Neeuq, for 5 years.
You probably go into a lot of situations thinking it's going to be one thing, and then it turns out
5 years you living in the moment.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's bad investments.
So Shanetta is saying all you did was put the money up for the girl who went to school. All you did was put the money up. So what if she gives you your money back and leaves you? Then what?
Give it back. If she won't bounce, give it back. In my interest. The fuck? Excuse my French. I don't even like cursing. I'm not paying nobody to go to college. She get a whole degree.
Love me.
Fuck that. I did that because it's an investment and I love her. I didn't pay for her college degree for her to go become a nurse to go be with the next man. No.
Wesley, but that happens in a relationship all the time.
That's why I don't play these type games. It's some type of investment.
Games?
Unless I feel like.
I mean, Wesley, listen, your wife.
That's why people getting used.
But listen, we can be together for 10 years. This could be your wife. We can put all of this stuff.
It need to be a return on this investment.
The investment was my time.
No, sir. Well, I'm not giving no. If y'all looking at it like that, ain't no cash getting big kicked out. Wouldn't it be tripping? He paid for her college degree, and now she get off with you.
You doing it to get something back?
Yo, life is about return on your investment.
No, Wesley, you're doing it because you care about me.
No,
you want to help lift me up. You're doing it because
no.
you want us.
I want to help lift her up for me. I don't want to help lift her to be a charge nurse for yo down the block.
Right, but listen, there's no guarantees in life, right?
Well, give me my bag. Give me bag.
Did
If
we
you ain't,
just hear
if
that
you
the
want
other
to
day,
bounce,
there's no
if you want to
guarantees?
bounce, give me my stuff back.
How you can't be an Indian? Give
We
a black
say
man-
we signing this.
No.
I'm investing in you for me.
No.
Y'all got the wrong understanding. I don't care what understanding y'all got.
Come
I'm
on, lady.
investing in
You
her
gotta
for
agree with
me.
Wesley.
I'm not investing in this woman for the dude across the street.
Right, but you invested because at the time, during that time, you were living your best life. You wanted us to live our best life. So at the time, that was all the things that you did to make sure we were good. So sometimes I outgrow you. I just happen to get this degree that you paid for.
And you outgrow. And
then
guess what? Guess what? I know a exact situation like that. And this what happened. The dude was hustling. He had bread. They made a plan that she would go to school, get her degree. She didn't have nothing when she met yo.
Okay.
Yo paid everything for her to go. Yo paid for her degree. She went and became a nurse. After she got to that hospital, she did exactly what you just said. She talking about she outgrew him. She around doctors and all this stuff. Now she down talking the dude that didn't pay for everything because he's from the street. Well, you shouldn't have went into this, sis. So now he didn't pay. She ain't had to pay no bills while she living there. She ain't had to pay for the car.
All she had to go.
All she had to do was go to school.
He
now,
sis
graduates with a nurse degree. Bounce on yo. Go buy a house and everything. Yo, what? She wouldn't go to the house. Yo, bust in the house, flooded everything. Said, bitch, you ain't about to have no big crib and bounce on me. Yo went and flooded everything.
Listen,
women come on here clown, but you know what? I feel his pain.
No, he was doing what
he was
women
supposed to do. No, women be
doing what he's supposed to take.
But where his return?
He's supposed to be the provider.
Where his return?
His return is that
he didn't cheat. She said she outgrew him.
Exactly.
Well, we're outgrow. Since you outgrew me, grow my money back. Grow my cash back. You want to outgrow me and shit. Grow my cash back.
It wasn't a loan. We didn't make no agreement.
Grow my cash back.
You know, he's not trying here. So Chanel said you didn't do anything. Her brain's the one who got her where she got, not just your money. So she's saying what you're doing for someone not genuine, and that's what I would.
No, I don't give a. Y'all can say it's not genuine stuff. That's why you got the one woman, she going to dinner. He the dude, oh, this the nigga that's paying for my dinner. Then she got the other dude, oh, this the nigga who taking me on the trips and he ain't in no pictures. They going on a $2,000-$3,000 island trip, he ain't in no picture. Oh, when my bills due, I won't get caught in that bag. I know too many women, I got too many sisters. I know what's going on in y'all game. Fuck out of here. Y'all got the whole lineup of dudes. Oh, he the one who pays for the meals. He the one who give me the dick. He the one who do this.
Which one are you?
I'm the one who getting in here. If I can't get in here, I don't want you.
It don't matter.
She ain't getting no big thousands. She ain't getting no big thousands out of me and then getting smacked down the block. Right, that's what y'all do. Women keep playing if they want to. It ain't Jay. Fuck out of here. Jay wasn't my tail. He the mill guy. He the bill guy. He the dick guy. He the trick guy. Absolutely. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Y'all want to be scamming. Talking about it ain't genuine.
No, Wesley. But listen, if you're doing something for me, I want you to be doing it out of.
I love you. I love you enough that I want you to be better for me. And being better for me means a return on my investment.
But you cannot assume that investing means like forever, right?
That's our community. These other communities don't operate like that. They're not investing in their counterpart for another person. This is for our future and the next generation to pass this on, not for you to give it away.
Right, but I don't know that it was really that the intention was for it to, end. But I mean, that's something that you take a risk in.
No.
Because something.
Give me back.
So you're saying that this lady will have to pay you your money back?
Give me back. If you tell me you outgrew me, give me back. I can see if I cheated on her. We talking different arguments. If I cheat on her, leave me and take everything. I mean that. If I'm building and I cheat, leave me. Go ahead, bounce and take as much as you can take. If I'm abusing you, if I'm slapping you on your face and punch you in your mouth, leave me and leave him, sis, and take everything. But if that man have helped you get to the next level, he didn't cheat on you, he didn't abuse you, he don't mistreat you, and you tell him you outgrew him, throw his money back. It's different arguments. If he beating her up, if he beating her up, leave and take everything. If he cheating, leave and take everything. If he's abusive or whatever you want to call it, leave and take everything. But if this man help you get to the next level and out of nowhere, you talking about I'm outgrown you, grow me my cash back, I'm taking you to court. I'm fighting you forever. I don't care what y'all say.
Wesley, it's no guarantee that we're going to be together forever.
Well, all right, so, leave before you graduate then. Don't wait for you graduate for your nursing degree, your PhD, and now you outgrown me. Leave before that. Since there's no guarantee, leave before the bag is secured. Y'all want to stay until the bag secured, then bounce. Y'all be crazy.
Wesley.
Oh, Wes ain't genuine. No, Wes not dumb. I'm not dumb.
Wesley, I mean, you didn't even sign no agreement. I'm just gonna leave. Me and my degree,
I'm good. I'm good.
You're not gonna know until
me and her gotta come to some agreement first. I'm not paying for no degree until we come to an agreement.
Wesley, so everything will be a business deal?
Everything is a business structure. Because you know what? If I'm in a relationship, yeah, you're right. Oh my God. And I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. My shit is gonna be secure. I'm gonna give her all the love, attention, and care in the world. But best believe, if I'm paying for 80, 70, 60, 50, 90, whatever these degrees cost, the school you want to go to, let's get it popping. But just know you're not about to get a $50,000 to $100,000 degree out of me, and then.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
Man,
yes, who told you this? No, that's what in today's society, y'all tell me I'm wrong. It's equal. It's equal. The woman on the same level. So let her pay then.
Wesley, no.
If we go by how I take care of things, I got business structures in mind. If she don't gotta pay the mortgage, she can go to school. She don't gotta worry about the bills. She can go to school. But best believe, if I'm setting her up like this, she's structuring this. That's the problem. Y'all let people just walk away and you looking dumb. You looking dumb. You invested 10 years and they done leveled up on you. Now they gonna bounce? No, sir. No, ma'am. I don't care what y'all can call me whatever you want to call me. West ain't genuine, West this. I got a business mind. I can love her and I can take care of her. But if I'm leveling her up, you need to return on the investment, queen. Return that. You will even return that by staying with me and taking care of my kids and my life, and we're going to do this together. And if you bounce, you returning that cash.
No, she gave you.
No.
She giving you kids. Boom. That's what you return right there.
No, she going to return that.
TL said 2019, not 1945. Shut up, Tion. Don't be agreeing with Wesley. You cannot get your money back.
Return that.
You cannot ask for your money back.
Well, no woman should be able to ask for no cash in a relationship when the divorce, if the marriage don't work. Then what you mean? What? Nobody should be getting cash if you can't walk away.
Alimony. Why?
You just said he outgrew her. Why she get alimony? No, exactly. And I feel the same thing. I leveled you up, level me back. The same level spelled backwards is the same word, level. We went from this level to that level. Give me my cash back. It's not petty if she stay.
Right, but you basically forcing her to stay and she don't even want to be there anymore. She
was there to use me.
I mean, she was there.
She deserved to get got. If she using me, give me my cash back.
Sometimes.
Because you know what? Uncle Sam want his cash. Student loans want their cash. The banks on these cars want their cash. And guess who else want their cash? Wesley Hall is one his cash if he done gave it all and leveled you up. Yo, it's crazy.
Wesley, no.
You can't outrun these student loans. You can't outrun Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam sending you to jail if you don't pay it back. I want my cash. It's okay for everybody else to get their cash back, but me, give me my cash. All right. Well, don't bury me then. Excuse me. Announcement to the world. If you want to be my wife, I will level you up. But the day you bounce, give it back.
Wesley, that is so petty. I cannot believe
Give it back.
you're in here talking about business arrangements and giving your shit back.
Because I believe in a return on an investment. I got before. I won't get got again. She won't get me again. No, ma'am.
Wesley,
I hit too many dudes.
Yes, he is off the hook. You cannot know, Wesley. You did it because you wanted to. You did it.
No, that's not how this works, me. You don't just be out here doing everything because you want to. Building your woman up is supposed to build your family, your household, and the next generations behind you. That's where y'all losing this at. If a man or woman is in a relationship to build you, you're supposed to be building.
Y'all men are crazy. I cannot believe y'all in here agreeing with Wesley because during the time that you were in a relationship, you did those things because you wanted her to be great. I
wanted her to be great for me. What you?
Right, but sometimes.
No, I don't want her to be great for John down 3 blocks over. That's me. I'm investing in my woman for her to be the truth for me. Not for her to be the truth for the next dude. Let him invest in her. I ain't even buying no fake titties because I want my balloons back if they fake.
Wesley, you're a fucking Indian giver. You cannot
give me my shit back.
You invested into that moment. Listen, Melvin, the question is if yes, very petty. So the question is if Wesley is saying if we get married and he levels me up, he paid for me to go to school and all of that, and I decided that I outgrew our relationship and I left. He's saying I gotta pay him the money back for him sending me to school.
Give it back.
You can't. No,
I don't care what them. I don't care if they say I'm petty. I don't care. You let her level up off you and bounce and just say I outgrew you. Well, why she ain't outgrew you the first year in college? Why she ain't outgrow you the second year? She outgrew you when she graduated. You know what? Grow my cash back. Y'all crazy.
Listen, Ramon even pettier than you. He said in life you gotta get a receipt for all things. If it doesn't meet your standards, you take it back and
take it back. Take that shit back. I want the Nordstrom return type of policy. You can give me the Nordstrom policy. That shit can be 10 years old. Long as the little tag on the Nordstrom's take that back. Dudes out here paying for chicks to get body surgeries and everything. Dudes out here paying 5, 10, 15, 20,000 chick to get the fat stuff off her stomach. Bigger butt, bigger breast, and the next thing you know, she with another dude the very next month. Give me my cash back. Give me my fake titties back. Put the fat back in the wrong place. You ain't about to level up on me and then bounce. I'm not with it.
Exactly, Melvin. Melvin is saying this is a gamble we take, but I ain't mad at him.
Take your gambles, Melvin. Keep on.
Wesley,
I'm not rolling dice.
Right, but you just never know how it's going to end up.
No,
you can't
return on the investment.
So all the time that she gave you, that doesn't count for anything?
I gave her time and money. I want a return.
The return was the time that she spent with you, Wesley.
I spent time with her too, so she doubled up on me. She had my time and my cash, and all I got was time? Y'all crazy, yo. Y'all crazy. Fuck. All I got was time. She got time, cash, free living, food, dinners, big dates. She ain't paid for nothing. And all I got was time. Fuck out of here. I'm like, what?
Oh my God, Wesley.
I want to return.
You cannot listen.
I want a return on my investment. That's why women out here busting windows, slicing cars. That's why people are slamming each other on their head. You know why all this is happening? Because that person is standing there like, nigga, I am investing all of this in you, and you gonna go give it to somebody else. That's why people getting their face bust open. Because people walking around like, yo, I done gave you everything I had. I know women that's inside crumbled. I know a woman personally that gave a dude her whole savings, bro, because she believed in your dream. Her whole savings. He didn't lose the money on a bad deal. He leveled up and bounced. That's cruddy. That's cruddy. I gave you my whole savings, yo. You leveled up on me and bounced?
But that's the thing.
No, I don't support stuff like that.
It's not even that you support it, but you know, you're doing what you're doing in that moment in time.
Sign some documentations. That's not smart. You can call me whatever you want. That's not smart to invest 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 because your emotions is caught up. That's not smart. So now you out 50,000.
But in most relationships, we're not going into it thinking it's
I need a return. If she want my 50,000, look, Queen, I love you, but we gotta sign this. I'ma still love you though, and I'm gonna take care of you. But sign this right here. Yeah, all right. I'm cool. Sign this.
She never said what's her name was.
What's her name?
The lady who hurt you.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not. She can laugh. She can laugh all she wants. I'm real. I ain't trying to hold back for nobody. I'm real. I see relationships at the relationships. So she laughing and saying, "Well, lady hurt me." That's cool. How many men out here taking advantage of these women? How many? How many when the woman go to work that I see the woman going to work, he dropping her off to work and he driving her car. He ain't paying no payment.
I mean,
come on. Y'all laughing, but I'm real. I see so many women. They got the job.
She said she not laughing.
No, but hold up. Let me finish. I see so many women, especially in our community. I'm the one who speak up for it. She dropped him off. The nigga ain't even putting gas back in the car. But he riding around town. They go back to her house or her apartment. He ain't paying no mortgage, no BG&E, no cable, no rent. She cooking him dinner. He ain't buy no food stamps. He ain't bring no groceries in the crib. Nigga ain't even barely taking the trash out. But she got a man though. Nah, sis, you need to return on that investment. And the only thing you get in this dick, that's not good. That's a bad business deal and a bad relationship. Y'all can laugh all y'all want. Won't be me.
You're right. Come on, tell us the last words. You only got 30
Last
seconds.
words, I'm going to give it to you like this. Get a return on your investment. Get a return on your investment. Don't let somebody just level up on you and bounce. Get a return. Y'all thinking about it the wrong way. Yeah, it's okay to love somebody and invest in them because you love them. But also make sure that you are taking care of yourself too. Because people will turn on you. It can be the person that love you today that'll stab you on your back tomorrow. Y'all better wake up and listen. I'm trying to give you this real knowledge. Listen. Get a return on your investment. You can invest 10,000, 50,000, or 100,000 in that man or woman, and then next week they'll leave you after they leveled up, and you out 100,000. Get that paperwork signed.
All right, y'all. Listen, this is the song I got for Wesley. That's funny. All right, y'all. We want to see y'all next week. Dan Melvin. We'll see y'all next week. We want to pick this up because I think it's a real good topic. We need to talk about this because everybody, we always talking about we encouraging relationships and stuff, but we're not even really looking at the real things that matter. So listen, don't go by West and get return on your investment all the time. You have to give a little to get some. So we're going to catch y'all next week. This is Open Wide with me, 7 to 9 every Monday night. Make sure you check us out. We're going to have President Davo in the building next week. I'll see y'all next week. I gotta shit.
Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah,